Clearly, there is a criminal investigation underway, and that they believe that there would be evidence of crimes in one or both of these homes.
The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors, yeah. I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
Here's the story everyone's talking about, and trust us, you won't want to miss this. If you think Diddy's recent arrest was shocking, wait until you hear what Freddy P from Day Band just revealed. It seems like we're only scratching the surface with the drama surrounding one of hip-hop's most iconic figures. There's so much more going on behind the scenes, and Freddy P is here to spill the tea. And let's just say, what he's saying makes Diddy's situation a whole lot worse than it already seems.
It's just long overdue. Like, for a while, it made me kind of question, like, damn, you know?
So let's take it back a bit. For those who don't know, Freddy P was part of the group Day Band, formed by Diddy on MTV's hit show, Making the Band. Freddy was one of the standout members, coming from a tough background and rising to fame under Diddy's guidance. But with that fame came a darker side to the story, a side that Freddy says he's seen firsthand. And after staying quiet for so long, he's finally ready to speak out.
Replete with very, very serious and salacious allegations, including allegations that Combs had cameras throughout his home.
Now, Diddy's arrest has been making waves all over the media. The allegations against him have been piling up for months, and his latest legal troubles have landed him in some serious hot water. He's facing accusations that could potentially end his career for good. But according to Freddy P, what we're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg. In a recent interview, Freddy hinted that even more revelations are on the way, and the truth about Diddy might be uglier than anyone imagined.
I feel like they forced the feds to do their job. He forced the feds to do their job, because if they didn't do it, everybody looking at them like, what, do you exist? You know what I'm saying?
Freddy P isn't just any former artist. He was right there, in the trenches, working with Diddy during the height of Day Band's popularity. For years, he's kept his distance from the public eye, but after Diddy's arrest, Freddy felt it was time to share what he knows. And trust us, what he's saying isn't pretty. According to Freddy, he witnessed Diddy's behavior up close, and it wasn't just business dealings that got messy. Freddy says he saw things that got messy. Freddy says he saw things that shook him to his core, including how Diddy allegedly manipulated people in vulnerable positions.
Now, if the government is going to mandate that they are responsible for your well-being, they have to ensure the safety of your well-being.
In one interview, Freddy P described Diddy's approach in shocking detail. He claimed that Diddy preyed on artists who were down on their luck, offering them opportunities that came with heavy strings attached. Freddy explained how Diddy would present these artists with deals that seemed like lifelines when they were at their lowest, only to trap them in situations they couldn't easily escape from. I could imagine that Puffy approaches these guys going through tough times. When things ain't hot no more, you fall back on people like him. He preys on you, Freddy said. He described Diddy's tactics as predatory, targeting artists when they were financially struggling only to take advantage of their desperation.
I had a lot of hatred toward him, but it was about financial reasons. When it comes to this subject, it's very sensitive to me because there's a lot of victims in here.
Freddy also revealed that Diddy's control went beyond just the professional realm. He claimed that Diddy had a habit of making bizarre, inappropriate comments and gestures toward the people he worked with, especially when they were most vulnerable. Freddy described one situation where Diddy allegedly slapped a male artist on the back and asked him to come to his hotel room, adding that it was behavior Freddy had witnessed multiple times. These encounters left a lasting impact on Freddy, who says he couldn't believe what he was seeing at the time.
A lot of people, I want him to understand that a lot of people was hurt because you couldn't live your truth.
One of the more chilling details that Freddy shared was how Diddy would allegedly use his power to threaten and intimidate people. Freddy recalled a time when he and Diddy had an argument that escalated to the point where Diddy made a terrifying threat. According to Freddy, Diddy told him, "I'll buy every house on your block, shut off every light, and every time you step outside, you'll get hit." Can you even imagine hearing that from someone as powerful as Diddy? That level of intimidation would silence anyone, and it's no wonder Freddy chose to walk away from the music scene after that. But Freddy didn't stop there. He dropped another bombshell. There are more victims out there who have remained silent. Freddy explained that many people in the industry are afraid to speak out because of Diddy's influence. It's a lot of rappers out here that have secrets because they fell into these situations with Puffy, he said. Freddy hinted that there's a lot more that hasn't come to light yet, but once it does, it will change everything. And considering what's already out there, that's a scary thought.
I had clients describe MDC as hell, as the worst conditions they've been in.
Freddy P also shed light on what it was like to be around Diddy on a daily basis, painting a picture of a man who ruled with an iron fist. According to Freddy, the atmosphere was intense and high pressure, with Diddy often pushing his artists to their breaking point. Freddy mentioned how Diddy would hold marathon recording sessions, sometimes lasting days, with little to no breaks. He explained that Diddy's constant demands created a hostile environment where the artists were afraid to fail. He would tell us, "This is what it takes to be a star, but it felt like we were constantly walking on eggshells," Freddy recalled. This high-stress environment took a toll on many of the artists, mentally and emotionally, something that Freddy says he's only recently come to terms with.
To delete stuff.
Well, if he really was filming everybody, I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right?
Another point Freddy made was about the facade Diddy maintained in public versus his behavior behind closed doors. Freddy claimed that Diddy had a dual personality, the charismatic, fun-loving mogul everyone saw on TV, and a much darker, more manipulative figure in private. Freddy stated, "Puffy is good at creating an image, but when the cameras are off, he's a completely different person." Freddy suggested that Diddy's ability to control public perception was a big reason why so many people stayed silent for so long. He hinted that there are even more stories waiting to come out from people who worked closely with Diddy but were too scared to speak up. Now, let's talk about the lawsuits piling up against Diddy. Over the last year, several women have come forward with serious accusations, and it's clear that the legal pressure on him is growing. Cassie Ventura, one of Diddy's ex-girlfriends, filed a lawsuit that set off a chain reaction. In her filing, Cassie claimed that Diddy had been abusive throughout their relationship and had subjected her to horrific treatment. This was followed by more lawsuits, some dating back decades. Each new case seemed to reveal a darker side of Diddy that many in the public had never seen before. And with the way things are looking, this could be just the beginning.
Everything that you're looking at, they're all tied in together. Every part, as crazy as this seems, as outrageous as it seems, it all ties in. Every bit of it.
The arrest itself is a story on its own. Diddy is currently being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, and from what sources are saying, the conditions in there are brutal. This isn't some cushy holding facility. MDC Brooklyn is notorious for its poor conditions, and it's where Diddy will be staying while he awaits trial. His lawyers have been fighting tooth and nail to get him out on bail, but so far, the courts aren't having it. They're concerned about witness intimidation and obstruction of justice, which means Diddy could be stuck there for a while. Experts are saying that Diddy is in deep trouble. With the number of allegations against him and the nature of the charges, he could be facing life in prison if convicted. Some have even speculated that he might face harsher penalties. When you consider the scope of the investigation, it's clear the authorities are taking this case very seriously. This isn't just about one or two incidents. This could turn to one of the biggest scandals the entertainment industry has ever seen.
That this is the end of the Diddy story as we know it.
Let's not forget the public reaction to all of this. As the details continue to unfold, fans and critics alike have been weighing in. Some people are standing by Diddy, insisting that the allegations are exaggerated or a part of a smear campaign. Others, however, are ready to see him face the consequences. One fan comment really stood out. "What's funny to me is everybody is coming out for their 15 minutes of fame." There's definitely a sense of skepticism from some who think that people are only speaking up now because Diddy's empire is starting to crumble. But on the flip side, there are those who feel like this is just the beginning of the end for Diddy's career. One fan put it perfectly. That's the perfect way to define Puff, a mediator. Back in the days, they had him pegged as the dopest producer of that time, but he was mostly only using less well-known producer stuff and putting his name on it. His main game was building artist brands. This comment highlights a sentiment that's been brewing for years, that Diddy's legacy might not be as squeaky clean as some people have believed. So what happens next? Freddy P's revelations have certainly added a new layer to the ongoing saga. If what Freddy says is true, then there's a lot more that hasn't been uncovered yet. And if other artists start coming forward with their own stories, things could spiral even further out of control. Diddy has always been a master at managing his public image, but it looks like this time, the walls are closing in on him. In the end, the question remains, will Diddy be able to fight his way out of this? Or is this the beginning of his downfall? The entertainment world has seen plenty of scandals, but this one feels different. There's a sense that we're only at the tip of the iceberg, and as more people come forward, the story will continue to unfold in ways we can't even imagine yet.
Done got away with too much, but you gotta understand this, right?
As this situation plays out, it's important to remember the victims in these cases. For too long, powerful people have been able to get away with things behind closed doors, shielded by their wealth and influence. If Freddy P's revelations push others to come forward, we might finally see a reckoning that's been a long time coming. But of course, we'll have to wait and see how it all unfolds.
A lot of stuff that I know, like I knew a lot of stuff that came out this week we was talking about. I was like, man, I been knew that.
For now, Diddy's future looks uncertain. And if the experts are right, he could be facing some serious time behind bars. Whether or not he manages to beat the charges, one thing is clear. His reputation has been damaged in ways that will be hard to recover from. This isn't just a bump in the road. This is a crisis that could define the rest of his life. So, what do you think? Is Freddy P telling the truth? Or is this just another case of someone trying to capitalize on Diddy's downfall? And with all the lawsuits and accusations swirling around, can Diddy possibly make a comeback, or is this the end of the road for one of hip-hop's biggest names? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching. Until next time.